All right, listen, man. I saw the Shannon Briggs fight and the David Haye fight this weekend. I'm not gonna break the fight down. There's nothing to break down. All right, we listen. I like Shannon Briggs. Okay, I love what he's doing. All right, what he's doing is taking advantage of social media. Okay, he's taking full advantage, better than anybody else in boxing today. He has created this whole champ thing. Let's go champ. It's funny. I follow him on Twitter, Instagram, the videos, the memes, chasing Klitschko around, doing the same now with David Haye, doing the same with Deontay Wilder in New York. Yo, it's funny. It's great. I get it. I want him to keep doing it. It's fun, and you know what? He's not a bad fighter to watch because he gets his knockouts. Listen, I love that dude. I really like him. You know what I'm saying? He's from New York. I mean, I support Shannon Briggs. I do. But David Haye is gonna knock him out. That's it. David Haye is not losing to that guy. And whenever Shannon was going to step up, he was gonna have a problem against anybody. And I mean, I'm not even talking like the top 5, top 10 heavyweights. There's heavyweights out there that would beat Shannon Briggs that are in the top 20. The majority of those guys in the top 20 will see his film, old school fights, more recent fights. You weather the storm, you survive the storm, you're getting in the first 2 rounds or so, and you could break them down, outbox them, and beat them. Whether it goes to decision or whether you want to try to take the risk and stop him. The guy's 44 years old, and I really don't blame these top fighters for not wanting to fight him because regardless of what he's doing in social media and showing up to these press conferences and stuff, I'm only being real. Regardless of what he do, he's still not fighting no good fighters. Majority of these fighters he's fought since he's returned and lost since he's returned from losing to Klitschko years ago. Most of these fighters are like ranked 300, 400 in the heavyweight division. If you look at BoxRec, you see their rankings. They're not top fighters. Most of these guys are the 200s, 300s, 400s. He's fighting straight bums, in hotel conference rooms. And, I mean, I don't blame these guys for not wanting to fight him because it's like, why am I fighting you? You know what I'm saying? You're not even fighting anyone good. I know like when people say Canelo shouldn't have to fight Triple G because who did Triple G? Triple G got to earn his. No, I mean, when people say that, obviously it's bullshit, but at least Triple G is fighting the other top guys in his division. Shannon Briggs hasn't fought one relevant heavyweight in years. He's not fighting no relevant heavyweights, period. No one with a name, no one that's good. Like, he's fighting guys that he can straight just get out of there, and that's it. I mean, for 44, listen, the guy is doing great. But David Haye is no joke. I know David Haye is not fighting the best guys, coming back, since, he's took his absence. But David Haye, I mean, he's not too far off from his prime. I mean, he's still very athletic, I mean, he's still got power. He's still fast. He's not at his very best, but he's not too far from it. He's not too far removed from wherever you want to place him in his prime, whether you want to put him in cruiserweight, whatever. He's not too far off, okay? Shannon Briggs is much past his prime, and even though he's still knocking guys out, and he looks great, he's in great shape in his 40s, man. I'm not trying to diss him or nothing, and, everything he's doing is funny, but David Haye would knock him out. I mean, when Shannon Briggs took his hair, the curl, it was hilarious, but when in that boxing ring, David Haye fight smart for 2-3 rounds. I'll box him from the outside, keep moving. He's going to beat Shannon Briggs, all right? He's going to beat him to the punch, and that's it, And I don't blame these guys for not wanting to fight Shannon because if you beat Shannon, when Shannon Briggs finally loses again, that fighter, whoever it is, whether it's David Haye, whether it had been Klitschko, whether it had been Deontay Wilder, none of these guys would have got credit for it. When Shannon Briggs approached Wilder, and let's say Wilder took that fight before Povetkin, and Wilder beat him, people would have been like, he's a bum. He beat a 43-year-old guy. He beat a 40-something Shannon Briggs. That means nothing. Why did he even fight Shannon Briggs? He's not even ranked. If Klitschko fought him, same thing. He would have got no credit for him, because Shannon Briggs is an older guy who's not even beating relevant heavyweights. And the same goes for David Haye. And even though David Haye, I guess it makes a little bit more sense for him to do it because he's trying to get himself back in the mix. And honestly, I already think he's already back in the mix because, the dude got a name. The dude is still explosive, And I personally think he's a threat for anybody at heavyweight. Listen, David Haye, I still think David Haye, he shouldn't. Whoever deals with Joshua, I would not put Joshua in a David Haye. As far as a businessman, if I'm the promoter, if I'm Hearn, I'm not putting Joshua in the ring with David Haye right now. Because David Haye would upset a lot of these taller, bigger heavyweights easily. He come up under you and land a looping shot would knock a lot of these guys out, man. Wilder, Joshua, even Tyson Fury. He's dangerous for all of these guys. So these guys, they better, say, oh, you got to fight someone, you got to prove somebody. Because David Haye is still, in my opinion, very dangerous. Shannon, I love Shannon Briggs and everything, but David Haye is going to stop him or outbox him easily, Shannon Briggs, when he was young, got tired and burned out early. He exerted so much energy in his earlier fights. He got tired very quickly, all right? And he lost a lot of decisions because he's not a 12-round fighter. He never was, and he's not going to be one at 44 years old, all right? Not saying he doesn't have a shot. Of course he got a shot. He got the best KO percentages ever. He has a shot to win. The dude got a punching chance. But, let's be real. David Haye is a very good boxer. And he's going to just outbox him. And when Shannon slows down, he's going to go for the kill. And that's it. That's going to be it for the let's go champ thing. So anyway, let me know what you guys think, man. I'm not reviewing those two fights we saw. Those fights that, David Haye fighting this guy named Cobra. And Shannon Briggs fighting a guy that I remember watching 3 or 4 days before the fight. He didn't even have an opponent yet, right? He fought some guy that was just tall, that looked small. I don't know. Whatever. All right, let me know what you guys think.